So today we're going to talk about the mobile studio and we'll talk about the mobile connected, mobile push. Okay. So in mobile studio, basically we have different applications. So whatever we are going to do in mobile studio, it is going to help us to engage with our customers, engage to our customers. Um, you like through their mobile device, right? Using SMS push notifications or through messaging applications, right? So we have three channels or the application that we can use in mobile studio: mobile connect, mobile push, and group connect. So mobile connect is used to send the SMS and MMS messages to the customers. If you want to send push notifications, we can use mobile push. And if you want to send the messages to the messaging applications like, Line app or the Facebook Messenger, then we can use the group connect. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the mobile connect in detail. Okay, so before understanding this, let's understand, the existing scenario that we all are aware of. Let's say if you want to send a SMS to my friend, right? So what I'll be doing, I should have one, normal mobile device, normal mobile phone, and I should have a SIM card. That SIM card will give me a number, and I should have the recipient's mobile number, my friend's mobile number, right? And then I need one application inside my mobile phone. So I'll go to the messaging application. I'll go to new message. We'll draft the SMS message, and then we'll click on send button and we'll send the message, right? So this is the process and this is the mechanism that we all are aware of. Now, how things are different in Marketing Cloud. So we are just going to compare that what we already know versus what we are going to learn in Marketing Cloud. So in Marketing Cloud, your mobile number, right, that you have, that you get through your SIM card, that you can compare with the short code or the long code. Okay. So the way that we have to go to the mobile shop, right, and we have to purchase a SIM card. Similarly, what happens is when we purchase the Salesforce account, when we purchase this Marketing Cloud account from Salesforce, we also need to apply for, short code or the long code from the company so that we can, send the SMS. Now, what is the short or long code? So short code is a 5 to 6 digit number. So you must have seen this, at various places. Whenever we go to any mall or any shop, right? So they have the short code that if you want to know about the latest offers or discounts, then you can, opt into our SMS using this short code, 5778, something like that. Also, the uh, TV operators like Dish TV and all these things. So they also have this short code. So they say that okay, if you want to connect with us, give a missed call on this number. Let's say 123455. Right? So many places we see this short number. So that is called a short code. Now this is the 5 to 6 digit number, and the companies use it to send the SMS and MMS messages. With short code we can send 40 messages, to 40 messages per second, and typically used for the high volume. Let's say we want to do a promotion. You might be receiving a lot of SMS messages from these network companies like Airtel, Idea, right? And we get a lot of promotional messages that there's a new offer, maybe in 399 you will get 1 GB data and these many calls and things like that, right? So we keep receiving a lot of communications, right? So how do? They basically use a short code, and then using the short code they can send the SMS message to all the customers based on the segment. So but there's a one limitation with the short code, that they are limited to the national borders. So let's say there's a client and this client has customers from different countries, let's say Canada, USA, India, right? So the company, I mean this client, has to purchase the different short code for different countries. Okay, so one short code for Canada, one short code for USA, one short code for, let's say, India. So they have to purchase different short codes for different nation, different countries. So it means it is only applicable or suitable for local messaging. Whereas we have the short code. So short code is a 10-digit long number, which is used to send text faxes, and we can also use to make a call. Long code is generally used for one-to-one communication. Let's say if you're only communicating personally with someone, then we can use a long code. Long code can also be reached to can also be used to reach international customers. So we do not need different long codes for different countries. One short code will suffice. But the only problem with that is it is not a great option for the bulk messaging. So we don't see long code very often. All the companies generally they use the short code for their messaging operations. Okay. So here in Marketing Cloud also, what we are going to do, we will be learning that what all the steps that we take when we send the SMS to our friend using the mobile phone. We prepare the SMS message. We have the recipient's phone number, and then we send the message, right? So one thing that we have understood is that the process of getting the SIM card and everything. So the similarly, company also has to apply for the short code. They will get the short code. The short code will get configured with the Salesforce account. So let me take you. So right now, we do not have the shortcode configured with this account. But if we have, then it will appear over here. Let me show you. So let's go to administration. So here we have a section for short and long code. So if we have the shortcode configured, then it would have shown over here the shortcode which are configured and the keywords and everything. Okay. So now we're going to learn that what are the essential things that we need if you want to send a SMS. So let's say the client says, or somebody says that you need to send the SMS from the mobile connect. So what are things that you would require? So first thing that you would require is the data, right? Is the recipients list. So now we already have seen that there are two ways to store the data in Marketing Cloud. One is list and another one is data extension, right? So if you store the data in the list, then here are few prerequisites or the guidelines that we need to follow. And if we want to store the data in data extension, then there are a few requirements that we will understand. So let's say if we store the data in the list, then here are a few fields that we need to and make sure that we are storing the data, so that we're storing the values, so that can't be a null. So the mobile number we have to provide two-letter country code, for India it is 91, for USA it's +1, so two-letter country code and the unique contact key. So in case of mobile, only two things are required: the subscriber key and the um, email address, right? So in case of mobile, in case of SMS, these three things are required. Now in case you want to store the data in the data extension, then obviously we have to store the mobile number, but the mobile number should be in a normalized format. Now what is a normalized format? So normalized format is that let's say we have this mobile number, let's say 123. Okay, so let's say we have this mobile number stored, right? So this is not a normalized. So if you want to convert this number into a normalized format, then first of all we have to remove all the special characters. So it will become something like this: 1 2 3 6 7 8 9 0 8 1, right? And we also have to append the country code. So that is, let's say if it is USA, then it is +1. Okay, so it will become like this. So this is my normalized phone number. So if you want to send the SMS using the data extension, we have to make sure that the phone number that we're storing, it should be in the normalized form. Okay. And the another requirement is that in the data extension, we should have a locale field. So the locale is basically used to determine the the region. So we have a list of complete locale. So for India, it would be EN underscore U, sorry, it would be HI underscore IN. For US, it would be EN underscore US. Okay, so for different region, for different countries, we have different local values. So the data extension that you would be choosing. So here we have data type, right? So for that field, you will have to choose the data type as local. Okay. So that is one thing. First of all, we have to prepare the data, and we can store the data either in the list or the data extension. Next is help keywords. So let's understand what is a keyword first of all. So keyword is basically any special word that has a predefined meaning. Okay, so what does it mean? So let's say you're receiving the message from the companies, right? And then you send, let's say, stop. Okay, so company understand that you don't want to receive the SMS messages, or if you send help, then it means you need some assistance, right? um Apart from that, let's say you must have seen that whenever we go to any any shop or any mall, there they have the signage board, and there they have written, okay, if you want to opt in or if you want to receive, let's say, discounts and offers, then send me offers or something like that, right? That send offers to this number. So that that word is basically a keyword using which the company understands that, okay, what you are opting in, and they can send you the relevant SMS messages to your number. Okay, so keyword is basically a word which has a special meaning associated with it, and the companies use it to identify that or to run basically different campaigns. So that is your keyword. Or let's say you go to a pizza shop, and then there they say that if you want to get free pizza, then you have to send free pizza to this number, right? So that free pizza is basically your keyword. Um, and obviously we have to have a message that we need to send to the customer. Okay, so we need to have a keyword. Without keyword, we cannot send the SMS. We need to have the data, and we need to have the SMS message if you want to send. Now, we already have seen that how to create the SMS message in our content builder. Okay, so there are two ways to create the SMS messages. One way is that through the content builder, and the another way is through the mobile connect. Now you must be wondering that why we have two different places to create the SMS message, right? So here's the thing. So there are different ways to send the SMS message. Okay. So we would be learning this thing about Journey Builder. So here we have Automation Studio and Journey Builder. So these are the two tools using which we can send the SMS. So what the Salesforce has done is that if you want to send the SMS through Automation Studio, then you have to create the SMS message inside the mobile connect. But if you wish to send the SMS using the Journey Builder, then you have to create the SMS message in the content builder. Okay, so I mean, in the backend they have such configuration that the SMS messages created inside the um, inside the content builder, only those messages will be supported by Journey Builder, right? And if you want to send it through the Automation Studio, then you have to create the SMS message inside the mobile connect. Okay, so here we'll be learning that how we can create the SMS message. So any doubts so far? Okay, I'll take that as no. So here, so first let's talk about the overview, and then we'll go to the administration part of the mobile connect. In overview, here we have the message stats. We can see that how many outbound messages that we have sent in the selected duration, 24 hours, 7 days, or last month. And we can also see how many messages that we have received from the customers, okay, in the selected duration. So I have the screenshot like this. So here we can see, yeah. In the keyword stats, we can see that for which keyword, how many. So each and every keyword will be associated with the particular shortcode. Okay, and here we can see that okay, for which shortcode, basically how many responses that we have sent, and basically how many SMS that we have sent. Okay, and then we have the contacts. So the contacts tab basically show that how many contacts have opted in. So contact is nothing but your customer only. So how many contacts have opted in for the mobile communication? Um, uh, the last month, or we can check how many is the, like, what is the percentage of growth? Okay. Okay. Now let's see how we can create the SMS message inside the Mobile Connect. So here we have basically different type of templates that we can use based on our requirement, that what type of SMS message that we're sending to customer. Okay. So if you, let's say, choose outbound. So if you have a use case of, sending a product offering or a coupon or a sale announcement, then we can use the outbound message, right? Outbound template. So, yeah. So as we can see in the screenshot that, I mean, we can, draft this SMS message, and this is how we receive this SMS message. Okay. A parcel from wardrobe is something like this. So we can also send the transactional messages or the announcement message to the customers using the outbound template. So what all we have. So when we choose the outbound template, I mean, we click on the next button. So here we have got 5 different steps that we need to complete. So message name that we can give here, we need to select the short code or the long code that we will be using to send the SMS. So unfortunately, we don't have the short code configured over here. And send method. So here we have 3 different methods. I mean, basically 2. For the journey builder, we have to create the SMS message through the content builder. Schedule and API trigger. So schedule means your automation studio. So when you schedule, you can basically use this SMS message to send the SMS from the automation studio. API trigger means that you can configure this SMS message, and using the API, you can send this SMS message to customers. So about the API, we'll be learning in the upcoming classes. But yeah, I mean, we can use the API also to send the SMS message. So I think we won't be able to go to the next button because we have to fill this option. That's why. So in this step number 3, we basically have to select the audience to whom we need to send the SMS. And at the step number 4, we can define the content. As you can see in the screenshot here, we can mention the message that we want to send, your parcel from warehouse is on its way and out for delivery, and track your parcel and things like that. Okay. And then in this step number 5, we can just activate the SMS so that it can be sent to the customer. Okay. So next we have is text response. Okay. So how this template is different from the outbound. So in this, what we can do, that we can create an automatic response to an inbound SMS message. So what does it mean? That let's say we receive one SMS message, and then we can say that, okay, we have got your SMS message, or we have got your message, and we'll get back to you in short. We'll get back to you shortly. So things like that, or maybe let's say there's a competition, or there's a competition which is being broadcasted on television, and we can basically participate. Let's say the KBC, right? So we can send our response to the KBC questions, and then what we get one automatic response that okay, thank you for your showing your interest, and we have got your response, and we will get back to you. So whenever you want to send an automatic response to the inbound SMS message, we can use this template. So let me show you. I think if we have not. So let's click on next button. Yeah. So there's a text response template. Here we can choose the message name, short code, and so here basically what we can do. I mean, this is a call to action, which is we can send the SMS to the. I mean, whenever somebody sends a response, we can send them the SMS message back. In the defined content, we would be defining the SMS, I mean the content that what would be sent to the customer when they, send the message to us. Okay. So there we can mention the keyword. So let's say if we get the SMS message using that particular keyword, then only we'll reply back, and then we will say that okay, we have got your response and things like that. Okay. And then we need to activate the SMS message. So here you have, you must have noticed one thing, that here we don't have 5 steps, right? Which is what one step is missing, the audience step, right? Because here we cannot choose the audience because we don't know who is going to send the SMS to us. So whenever we'll receive the message, we will just reply back to them. So here we cannot choose the audience. Third one we have is mobile opt-in. So mobile opt-in template can be used to invite the subscriber for the mobile communication. So let me show you the screenshot. Okay, so let's say in our stores we can have this in-store signage which says that for the exclusive offer, send to your phone text guide into this number. Okay, so whenever they send this guide in message to this number like this, okay, so we basically send the message to them. Okay, thank you for your interest, and like welcome to NTO alerts, and you are subscribing to this particular SMS communication channel. Yeah. So here also we are not choosing the audience, but what we are doing that whenever we get the a message from the customer, we are just sending them, and we are just making them opt into the SMS communication. So here you just have to type the message name, short code, and then or define the content, that whatever content that we are going to send to them, and then we will activate the SMS. Okay. Next we have is email. So for the email, if you want to, invite the subscriber for the opt-in, then we can, have a similar signage board where we can ask the customer if they want to receive the exclusive email offers, then they can send the text message, and then guide and space and your email address to this number like this. So guide space and then email address in the green box that the customer has sent, and then they will receive this automatic response that okay, they have been subscribed to this SMS communication. Okay, now here we have 3 different call to action options. So what are these different call to action? The first one is outbound. Let's say we have the list of customers who are subscribed to the mobile communication, but not to the email communication. So what we can do, we can choose the outbound as an option, and here you have here you can see that we have this select audience option as well, right? So if we choose the audience, sorry, if we choose the outbound, and then here we can choose the audience to whom we need to send the SMS message, and then we'll invite them for the email opt-in, right? External audience means that, let's say if I'll choose this option, then this will disappear. And if I choose this option, then only the customer or the person can respond or can, opt in, but we cannot send the SMS from our side. Okay. So either they can maybe, watch the advertisement or maybe a commercial or things like that, and then can send the SMS to us. Okay. Like this is the keyword, and then this is the email address, and this is the message. I mean, this is the short code that they would be sending the SMS to. And then the third option that we have is SMS send in the external source. So if we choose this option, then both the things will be applicable. So we will also be able to send the SMS to the customers for the invitation, and also they can send the SMS to us, and then they can directly opt into the email communication. Yeah. So like this. So any doubts so far?
Can we create one? No?
The SMS message?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that actually in order to completely create one, we need the shortcode. And unfortunately, we don't have the shortcode configured in this account. So in the step number 2, the shortcode is a mandatory field, right? So actually, that is stopping us to create the SMS message. Otherwise, I would have shown you. So here you see that we have to select the shortcode, right? And this is not available. So if I'll click on the next button, so it will throw me the error that we have to select the shortcode. Otherwise, it
Okay, when
won't.
we are practicing, how is that? Do we have that option, short code and long code?
No, so in this account, it is not configured. I mean, theoretically, you can understand it, but I think practically won't be possible. But yeah, you can check with the support team if they can do something about it. But as far as I know, the practical for this particular thing won't be possible. Yeah. So let's go to the administration part now. In the administration part, we have the settings, start content, send block out, and short and long code configuration options. So in the setting, we can see there are two options basically. One, we have the keywords, and then we have the controls. In the keywords, is something called non-GSM keywords. So we have the standard character set, right? A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3. So this is the standard character set. So if we are using any keyword, so keywords are special words, right? Like free pizza or maybe guiding, right? So these are the keywords. So if our keyword is made up of any non-GSM character, so non-GSM characters are basically those characters which are out of the standard character set. So if we want to allow these non-GSM keywords or not, so that is what we can enable or disable from here. So we can click on edit. So if it is disabled, then we cannot have the non-GSM keywords in our account. And then if we enable this one, then it means we can have the non-GSM keywords also configured and created in the account. Next one, we have the bounce logic and the held list. Okay. So how the bounce logic works in Mobile Studio. So in email, generally what happens is that, let's say if you're sending the email to the customer for the first time, right? And let's say it gets bounced, maybe the a customer's email address is incorrect, or maybe the domain does not exist, right? And it gets bounced. What will happen? The system will convert or will change the status of the subscriber to bounced, but it will not stop sending the email to the customers, right? Again, we will try sending the email to the customer second time, third time, right? And after that, the customers or the subscribers status will change to held, and then no more communication will be sent to the customer. But in case of SMS, let's say one SMS is sent to the customer and it is bounced. So system basically puts that subscriber into the held list over here. Okay. So in the held list, we have 0 subscribers currently. But let's say if we send a SMS to a subscriber and then the mobile number is incorrect, or for some reason the SMS gets bounced, then the system will put that subscriber into the held list. And what does that mean? So if a subscriber is a part of head list, then even if you will try to send another SMS to the same customer, the subscriber will exclude that subscriber from the SMS sent. Okay, and that subscriber will not get any subscriber from, I mean, in the future, right? Here we have the option to clear the list. So let's say um, maybe a subscriber um, maybe has been put in the head list, but we don't want that subscriber, or we don't want any subscriber in the head list. So what we can do, either we can disable the bounce logic, which will basically disable this feature completely, and no more subscriber will be put into the head list by the system, right? But if you temporarily want to clear the list, we can just click on clear list option, and then here we can click on confirm. So what it is saying that clearing the head list will remove, the number of mobile numbers from the head list and make them sendable again. Yeah. So this is your settings that you can manage, that you can control. Okay. Next we have is stored content. Stored content means that the content that we can save once and then we can reuse multiple times. So there are three different type of content that we can store and then we can save and we can reuse. First one is the form name. So we have to choose a form name, right? So you can compare this with the sender profile, delivery profile, right? So we configure the sender profile once in the admin of the email studio, and then we can use it whenever we send the email from the email studio. Similarly, here we can select the from name. You must have seen that the from name that we receive from the network companies like Airtel or these companies, right? So what they have like AD hyphen Airtel, things like that, right? So that's something we can configure over here. Header. So here we can configure the header. Let's say we can have a greeting, maybe hi customer, dear customer, and things like that, right? And then we don't have to type the header again and again whenever we are drafting the SMS message. We can choose directly the header from the SMS message. Similarly, we can do the footer as well. Okay. And next we have is the send blockout window. Send blockout is basically a window in which the SMS will not be sent from the account. So let's say if you don't want to send the SMS in the night, maybe let's say 11 to 8, then what will happen that let's say we don't want to send the SMS in the night, so we can mention this blockout window, and during this time frame, the SMS will not be sent out to the customer. Okay. And only outside this window, the SMS will be sent to the customer. And then we have the short and long code. So if we have the short code, and then it will appear over here. Any doubts so far?
No.
Yeah. Next we have is mobile push. So we already have seen that how we can create the push notification in the content builder. Um, so so basically, if you want to send the SMS, sorry, push notification to the customer, then what we need to do from our marketing cloud side, we basically have to register the application. We have to integrate that application with our mobile push account so that we can send the push notification to the customers who are using that application. Here we can see some of the analytics, how many we have delivered, how many push notifications are opened in the selected duration. If we have multiple apps, here we can see all the active apps, but the contacts, how many have opted in for the push notifications, but the growth and everything. So in the sense, so actually we don't have much in mobile push as it is not configured. So in sense, basically we can track the different SMS message, sorry, push notification message that we have created. Message name, application name is associated with what is the message type and the status, like active, inactive. So these are things that we can track in the Sense tab. And in the administration, basically, we can control and configure the application that has to be registered with the mobile push account. Okay. I think this page won't open. Mm. Any doubts so far? Okay. Okay, so if there's no doubt, then we'll move on to our next topic. That is cloud pages. Mhm.
Mobile push notification, like how to schedule that and all the tracking, like we cannot open.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to send the push notification, so you can draft the push notification from the content builder, right? That's what we have seen. And then you can send the push notification through the journey builder as well. Okay. And here you can also basically do the analytics that how many are delivered, how many are opened, and for a particular message that you can track over here, that what is the status and things like that. So in journey also we can do some of the tracking, that which push notification has got like whether it was opened or not and things like that.
Okay, while explaining about the journey builder, you will be like explaining these things right again.
Yeah, in journey, I think the push notification option won't be enabled. But yeah, the other things I'll be talking about, the email message activity. So we have lots of activities over there, around 20 plus. So we'll be talking about all of these.
Okay.
Okay, so next topic that we're going to talk about is cloud pages. Now cloud pages are basically your simple web pages that you can expose to the end customers, and then they can just use this page without without any login and thing like that, right? So why do you want to use the cloud pages? So there are multiple use cases where you might want to use the cloud page. Let's say you send this email to the customers, and you're seeking feedback for your services, right? So what you can do, you can host the form, or you can design the form inside the cloud page, and then you can insert a link inside the email message that will take them to this cloud page, and the customer can go over there and then can submit the form, and then the feedback, data that you can store in the data extension in the marketing cloud. Apart from that, let's say you have you're sharing some information, right? But that's information, is very long, and it's not coming inside the email message, right? So what you can do, you can have a learn more button, or maybe more information button, right, in your email message, and then the customer can click on that, and then can be redirected to the cloud page where they can go through the entire information, right? So cloud page is basically nothing but a web page that you can utilize to either capture the information from the user, or to provide them more information about any product or service. So let's understand this. So when it comes to the cloud pages, first of all, we have to create a collection. So collection is nothing but a folder in which we'll be keeping our assets. Okay. So let's say in our laptop, right, we create one folder, and in that folder we keep all the files and content and everything, right? Similarly, here we'll be creating a collection, which is a folder. So let's say let's click on save button. So here we have got the folder. We click on this, and here we can click on add content. Okay, so here we have different types of content like landing page, microsite, code resource, mobile push page, right? So here we'll be talking about the landing page, and then smart capture form, and then the code resources and microsite. So let's click on landing page. Okay, so landing page is basically our web page. So let me just type, mm, let's say registration form. New. Okay. You click on next, and then here we can choose the layout from the given options. So we have blank, we have basic 3, basic 2, and things like that. So click on blank and click on save button. So this is the URL, which is publicly accessible, that you can share. You can insert this URL inside your email message. You can also include this URL in your website, and user can click on this and can access this web page and can see all the content. Now you need to design the content on this web page. So there are two ways to design this web page. One is that the code view. Inside the code view, you have to write the entire HTML, CSS, or whatever the language, uh, we might be using, let's say JavaScript, right? And then the next way is to through the content blocks. So we already have seen all the content blocks, right? Button, HTML, free form, text, right? So you can drag and drop our text content block, let's say over here, and then you can write something, let's say registration form. And then let's say, let me change the font size to, let's say 20. Okay, let me make it bold, and I want to keep it in center. Okay, so whatever changes that I want to do, I can do that, right? I can drag and drop an image block, and I can have some image over here and things like that. So one content block that we did not talk about is the smart capture form, smart capture content block that we're going to talk about. So it is a a very intelligent content block that helps us to capture the information or capture the details from the customer without even writing a single line of code. So let me place this content block first on the top. Yeah. So we'll click on this, double click on this to edit. And here we have a couple of options. The first option is content, in which will be defining the content. So here I can write the form name. So form name is registration. Let's say registration form. Okay. And so when the user will submit the form, where we want to capture the data. So here we have different options. Either we can choose a cloud-based data extension. So this is basically a special data extension that is created by system itself that we can use. Okay. Also we can choose a list, or also we can choose our created data extension. So now the data extension that we had created, so I'm going to choose that one only. So let's go to the folder. Let's expand this. And this is the data extension that we had created. So we select this and click on select button. Now the form will have some fields, right? And the fields we are going to populate using the fields that we have inside the data extension. So let's say if you want to capture the name of the customer, so we'll just have to check this checkbox and it will appear over here. So whatever the fields that we want to capture, we can just select this checkbox and then it will appear on the form. The one thing that we need to keep in mind over here is that whatever the field which is mandatory, so these fields have to be on the form. Otherwise, like let's say if the name field is mandatory, and if you don't get the name value from the user, so we cannot have a null value, right? We cannot have a blank value in the name field in any of the record in the data extension. Then what will happen? We will have the error. So it will cause the issue. So one thing that we need to keep in mind that all the fields which are mandatory, so they have to be on the form. Okay, so we have selected all the fields over here. Okay. Now here's something called hidden attribute. Now hidden attribute is a, let's say, so hidden attribute you can select, whatever the field or whatever the attribute that you have not, selected to show on the UI, that you can select as a hidden attribute. So this hidden attribute will not be visible to the customer, but here you can insert a value for this particular field whenever the form will be submitted. So let's say I want to, okay. So all the other fields, so the values from the customer will be submitting the values or will be, submitting the form and filling all these values in all these fields. But whenever the form will be submitted, the value for the country field will always be India. Okay. So this is the hidden attribute. So you can use the hidden attribute for multiple purpose. Let's say you have one master data extension where you are importing the data from multiple sources. Now you want to, have something in place to identify that, okay, from where this data is coming into this data extension. So if it is coming from the form, then you must need some identifier, right? So here you can maybe choose one field, let's say maybe source, right? And then for the source you can have value as, let's say, smart capture form. Okay, so whenever the form will be submitted, in the source field the value would be smart capture form. But this field is not this field does not make any sense to the customer, right? And we don't want to show this field to the customer. So in that case we will not be showing this field to the customer, but we want to capture the value for our internal tracking purpose or internal auditing purpose, right? So that's why we can keep that. So adding hidden attributes to your form makes them unavailable to use as a form fields, right? So this will basically not be filled by the customer, but we can use it for our internal purpose. Okay. Okay, so this is the content part. So here's one checkbox using Journey Builder. That's something we'll talk about in the Journey Builder. Now we have the submit option. So in the submit option, we have so whenever the form will be submitted, one confirmation message will be shown to the user that your form has been submitted. Okay. So either we can hard code the confirmation message like thank you for your submission, or if you want the user to be redirected to any other URL, then we can mention over here. Okay. Let's say once the form is submitted, we want the user to be redirected to the website homepage. Okay. Or whatever it is. So we can do that. And then we can do the styling. So this submit button, right? So we can change the button color, button alignment, font size, font color. So all these things can be changed. Now, if we talk about the form styling, so all these options we already have seen earlier in the content block, that we can change the background color, border width, margin, spacing, padding, and everything. Alignment. So let me just align it to the center content. And then the HTML editor. So whatever we are doing as part of content, automatically the corresponding HTML code will be generated, and that can be viewed in the HTML editor. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, so right now, let's say if I'll copy this code, sorry, if I'll copy this URL and paste it over here. So it's saying 0404 not found, right? Which means that it is not, I mean, this file does not exist. This page does not exist, and we cannot see, right? Because this page has not been published yet to the internet, to the customer, right? So this page is basically now within our tool, within our server, right? But it is not exposed to the internet yet. So once we publish the changes, then it will be available on the internet. So I'll just save the changes that I have made first. Okay. And then I'll click on schedule or publish. So here we have two options that if I want to publish the changes to the internet immediately, then I can click on publish immediately. Or if I want the changes to be published later on, then I can choose the second option. But I want to publish the changes immediately. I'll click on the publish button and my changes are published. So let's say if I'll open this again. Okay, right now it is showing 404 because it might take few seconds to publish the changes from the server. So we'll try again. Okay, so it might take few more seconds. Okay, I think we're already approaching the time. So what we're going to do is that in the next class we'll be learning that how we can submit the form and the data extension that we have selected. So we'll see that the data that is submitted by the user, how the data is processed and saved in the data extension. Okay.